Hi there guys, welcome to another daily draft where we take Magic one draft at a time. My name is Morgan and I play Magic. So this pack's kind of interesting because Hellkite Charger is a pretty good card, but I'm not sure if I want to play red. Um, this is I don't know, it's kind of a weird, I think I'll take it. Um, it could go pretty well into like an elemental deck, but like Scion of the Wild is pretty good too, and Burst Lightning is good. But like, if I'm gonna take a red card, it's gonna be the Hellkite Charger. Scion of the Wild is probably my second pick. Bloodshot Trainee is fine, but I'd prefer not to take it. Here, I think I'll take the Minotaurs actually. We can try doing the Bloodthirst deck, or at least, consider it. There's also Scavenger Drake, which I really enjoy, and Artisan of Kozilek, which is a little expensive for my taste. Gust Skimmer's really good, but yeah, we'll take the Minotaurs. Has the potential to be a 5/5/4/4, which is generally very good. And well, it's definitely unwise to judge Bloodthirst cards exclusively on their cost or their stats after Bloodthirst is definitely something worth considering. So, hopefully we get some more, good removal in the next pack, or at least some more good creatures. Stormblood Berserker and Stormblood Berserker and Blood Ogre? Blood Ogre? I think that's what it's called. I think it's called Blood Ogre. Are both very good. We have a couple of options here. I think I might end up taking the Sickle Ripper. Because it's a 2-drop, which means that it can enable Bloodthirst early, and if I end up getting some Proliferate cards, I'd be pretty happy with that. There's also Tajnar Swordsmith, which is a little, which when Tajnar Swordsmith enters the battlefield, you may pay X. If you do, search your library for an equipment card with converted mana cost X or less and put it on the battlefield, then shuffle your library. It's pretty good, but it's not something I want to be picking up early. If I get something like a Mortar Pod, I would consider taking it. Here, I'm going to take Chimeric Mass. Chimeric Mass enters the battlefield with X charge counters on it, and you can pay 1 mana until end of turn. Chimeric Mass becomes a construct artifact creature with this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of charge counters on it. It is incredibly good. Chimeric Mass scales with the game, and it doesn't die to sorcery speed removal. So that's very good. And Dread Drone's fine too. Brute Forces. We could end up taking we could end up in green and picking up some rampant growth effects. But yeah, Chimeric Mass, ridiculous. Also, as you can see, Wither, Bloodthirst, and charge counters are all ridiculous. I understand that a lot of people think Dimmer Guild Mage is very, very good. I'd rather take the Tezzer's Gambit though. Like, we have all these counters already, and we'd end up, at this point, only using the discard effect, which I am not a huge fan of. So, so I'm not going to take it. Not at this point anyway. I'd rather have a Tezzer's Gambit. And we might end up going more towards, I don't know, blue. But right now, Tezzer's Gambit seems pretty good in this deck, especially since it's shaping up to be A little bit more aggressive. Um, Here, I think I like taking the Mirrorsmith. Uh, Blinding Soul Eater is good, but I don't want to be paying 2 life every turn if I end up not playing white. I could also take Sunlance or Goblin Warpaint. Yeah, I think I want the Mirrorsmith. Uh, it is the strongest card if I don't, or if I do end up playing a lot of artifacts. So, well, it's not necessarily the card that I will end up playing. It's definitely worth taking. Um, let's see. Grim Affliction seems fine. Inner Flame Igniter seems fine. Smash the Smithereens seems fine. Scargian Firebird seems fine. Except for we already have a bunch of those. Like, we have a Hellkite Charger, which I think is just better. I'm going to take the Inner Flame Igniter. In a deck like this, I definitely want a lot of creatures. Pillory of the Sleepless is interesting, but I'm not really a fan of playing more than 2 colors in an aggressive deck like this. I am definitely going to be taking the Blood Ogre, which is another good Bloodthirst card. And the thing about Bloodthirst cards is you it really is an ability that stacks. So, like, once you have your first creature down that got the counter from Bloodthirst, it's incredibly easy to get the next creature down that has Bloodthirst. Here I'm going to take the Combust over the Bloodshot Trainee. I'm not a huge fan of Bloodshot Trainee, as I've noted before. It's fine, but it's not great. I could also take the Reassembling Skeleton, but it's a little dirtily for this deck. If I was playing like a black-white deck, Reassembling Skeleton would be pretty sweet. Mostly because it's just, yeah, recurring um, recurring graveyard cards are generally pretty good. Here, I think I just take the Ghostly Changeling over Gust Skimmer and Sign in Blood. I could be wrong. Yeah, we're gonna take the Gust Skimmer. It is a good hedge. Mana Leak. Yeah, we'll take the Celestial Purge and put it in our sideboard. It's a good hedge for Mirrorsmith, if we end up playing Mirrorsmith. And if we don't, it's, a 2-1 for 2. Yeah. I could have also taken the Somber Hoverguard, but I just am not a huge fan of, like, Affinity. Which, oh hey, we got Grim Affliction back. That's awesome. Like, this card seems like it would be really good in this deck. Probably not gonna play the Mirrorsmith. With, like, Bloodthirst, Chimeric Mass, and once you put some counters on things with Sickle Ripper. Ooh, Precursor Golem. Where have you been all my life? Goblin Fireslinger is one of the key enablers for this kind of deck, but Precursor Golem is insane in the membrane. So, 9 power for 5 mana. Pretty good. Nameless Inversion is a removal spell. It's generally better in a deck like Spirits, where you can soul shift it back, but it's pretty good. Foil Etched Oracle. Fun. Rusted Relic is good in Metalcraft decks. I'm not quite sure if it's good in this deck, since our artifacts are pretty incidental. They're just good cards. And I think right now I'm like I said, Mirrorsmith is good, but I'm leaning towards playing black, especially because it gives us access to removal as well as, ways to grow our guys. I think I'm going to take this Dusk Hunter Bat over the Rakdos Carnarium and the Scoot Mob. The reason for that is because this guy can enable all of my other Bloodthirst guys. Also, 2/2 flyer for 2, pretty good. Um, Dragon Soul Knight is an option, if only as a 2/2 first striker. Scoop Mob is decent. Kozilek's Predator is good. Narcolepsy is good. Yeah, we're just gonna take the bat. Also, playing black gives you access to like the core 2 colors that Bloodthirst is in this format, so I think it's a reasonable thing to do. I'm pretty happy with the deck so far. La 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 la. Ooh, Mortar Pod. I'm sorry. Dusk Hunter Bat again, very good. I think I'd rather have this Thunderblast though. Like that card seems sweet. It might be really bad actually, but I think I can pass a Dusk Hunter Bat. Mortar Pod. Can I pass a Mortar Pod for it though? Yeah, I think I can. Thunderblast is just like a big fatty boom creature, and I think that works just fine for me. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way this deck is working out so far. Don't try this in a sealed event, please, for the love of God. Um, the thing about sealed is it's a little slower than draft, but only by a little bit. So it's slow enough to make aggro bad. It's not so slow that playing an aggro deck will be an auto win for you because your opponent can't keep up. I'm gonna take the Vyashino Slaughtermaster over. Well, maybe. You know what? I'm gonna take the Indomitable Archangel. This guy is okay because most of the time people don't want to block him, but I'd rather have a 4/4 flyer for 4 if I end up white. Which it doesn't look like I am, but the slim chance is enough for me to be like, yeah, I'll take it. Let's see. I could take Mirrorsmith. There's not much else in here. Maybe Darksteel Axe? Yeah, I think I'll take the Darksteel Axe over the second Mirrorsmith. I could also take Gutshot to guarantee enabling Bloodthirst. Darksteel Axe is the fixed Bone Splitter. Bone Splitter is a 1 mana equipment for 1, or for, well, yeah, obviously. That gives +2/+0 and has equip 1, which is redonkulous. Here I think I just take these Etch Monstrosity. It's a 5/5 for 5, and if I pick up Brute Forces with this Precursor Golem, that's pretty good, right? Edge Monstrosity enters the battlefield with 5 -1/-1 counters on it, and I can remove 5 -1/-1 counters from it to draw to target player draws 2 cards. So now etched only with the Scars of Phyresis. Here I think I take the Dispatch. Again, if I end up in white, that card is much better than any of the other options in here. Rusted Relic is fine, but I'm not nowhere near the the what is that called? The threshold. The threshold for that card being good. Here, I'm going to take the Soulbright Flamekin over Cathodian and Kitesail and Sunspear Shikari. I would rather have, the good red card. Also, this makes it so I can activate or pay for Hellkite Charger's ability with 6 mana. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to take the cheaper card. And, yeah, Sunspear Shikari, in my experience, I can pick it up if I want it. Here, I think I just hate draft this Devouring Greed. But I don't know. I could also take, Kami of Ancient Law is a reasonable card on its own. It's, a 2/2 for 2. Skyhunter Skirmisher, again, a reasonable card. Not great, but reasonable. Take Green Servitor, Skyhunter Skirmisher, Wayfarer's Bauble, or Bloodthrone Vampire. I think I just take a second one of these gentlemen. Hey, you wield! Yeah, definitely taking this card, especially now that I have Darksteel Axe. I'm gonna take Gutshot here. It's not great, but on the bright side, it again enables Bloodthirst really easily. Necrogenesis probably shouldn't be going this late. The only reason I can imagine it goes this late is because nobody's playing green and black together. The thing about it is, it's really good. Also, Soulbright Flamekin, good with Inner Flame Igniter. Good with Thunderblast. Gives it trample right away. Also good with like Chimera. Oh wow, Soulbright Flamekin is actually pretty good in this deck. Like Gorehorn Minotaurs. Alright. Long Forgotten Gohei. Not what we're looking for here. There's not a lot in this pack for us. Like we could take the Flare Husk, but I don't want to do that. I guess I could take the Boros Swiftblade. Like I don't want to play red. Or white, but I can do it for you guys. I think I'd rather take the Inner Flame Igniter than the Arrest. Nameless Inversion's in here too. I think I just need more creatures. I'll take the Nameless Inversion. Removal is good. Removal is very good. Boros Swiftblade, just try and sneak into my deck again. I dare you. Yeah, we're gonna take the removal, and hope to pick up another copy of Inner Flame Igniter because that card is actually like super quality. We have plenty of top end in this deck. We just need more low end, which is one of the reasons that we might end up in red white. Spread the Sickness is, I think, the best card in this pack. There's also a Goblin Fireslinger, and they haven't been wheeling, which makes me think that somebody else is playing our deck too. But I'm definitely okay taking the removal here and passing on the Fireslinger, the Sickle Ripper. Yeah, we're okay with the Spread the Sickness. Here, oh, another sign of the wild. I'm gonna take the Goblin Fire Slinger now. Um, there's also another Grim Affliction, but yeah, I definitely would like a card to play on turn one. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 black cards. Da 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 da. I'm gonna take this Sunlance, put it in my sideboard. I might end up playing white. Like, I have a lot of really okay white cards. They're not, like, the best white cards ever, but I think it's definitely worth looking into to play. Given I have, like, a 4/4 flyer and a Mirror Smith, and, let's see. I don't, Glinthawk Idol seems pretty good. There's also an Orzhov Basilica, but I'm not a huge fan of that card. Oh, yay, another Inner Flame Igniter. Perfect. Raise the Alarm would be pretty good with Inner Flame Igniters, but alas. Let's see how this looks. I'm not sure about the Conclave Phalanx. I think I just take another Grim Affliction here. Skyhunter Skirmisher is just so fragile. Alright. Can't move Ancient Law. Get in there. Yeah, this seems fine. Like, I don't actually have a lot of Bloodthirst guys. So, we just kind of ended up priced into being white, and by avoiding it, we're a little SOL, but I think I'd rather have the Raise the Alarm. Like, Core Duelist is not what I want to be doing. Yeah, Raise the Alarm is fine. I'm gonna side out a copy. I'll take another Goblin Fire Slinger, sure. Otherworldly Journey. Thief of Hope. Spirits was so open this, but I don't think I was like in the right position to play Spirits anyway. So yeah. My black has more removal, but my white has, I think, more creatures. It's also got things like Indomitable Archangel. I'm not sure I want to play like a bunch of double strikers that sort by color. Get over there. See, what does this look like if I play these cards? I have double Grim Affliction, Nameless Inversion, Sickle Ripper. I'm not gonna play this. I have 2 Goblin Fire Slingers. I do not need a gut shot. Thunderblast, Spread the Sickness, bunch of big dudes. I think this will work out fine. Like, the thing I like about playing black is what I'm losing out on is the potential for a lot of power with like the Sky Hunter skirmishers and the Indomitable Archangel. But what I'm gaining is a bunch of removal, first of all, which is pretty important. And then, yeah, that's about it. A bunch of removal. And maybe like a Dusk Hunter Bat, which I think is a fine reason to play. Chimeric Mass is probably going to be a 4. Yeah, we've got a bunch of proliferate cards, which is pretty sweet, with like Dusk Hunter Bat, Blood Ogre, Minotaurs, Chimeric Mass. Not Etched Monstrosity. Bit of a nombo there, but it's still fine. I could be playing Goblin Warpaint, but yeah, I like where this is going. We're gonna give this a shot. Darksteel Axe, while not perfect in this deck, is still pretty good. I mean, I've got a flyer, and I've got a couple ways to get my creatures bigger. Excuse me. So, yeah, we're gonna add some basics here. Not gonna play any blue cards. Thanks, though. And we're definitely 8-9. Pretty simply. Oh. Yeah, because I have a bunch of 2-drops that I want to be able to cast. Yeah, we're gonna submit this, and I will see you in round 1.